Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special 10th episode of the Average Ghost Podcast. We finally hit the fucking double digits.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And just like always, we are here repping on it. I just popped an Alpha Brain before this here podcast, and hopefully it'll help me string together my sentences and make me sound like a genius. Because
clearly not, because you forgot to tell them, the listeners, our names. Dylan Cabral here and Aaron Newman there. Hey, we're hoping to get some new listeners, so we gotta at least pretend that.
Okay.
Pretend that people don't
hello,
know us.
everyone. I'm fucking Aaron Newman. If you are brand new to this shit, joined with Dylan Cabral, the co-host.
Co-host? Bullshit. I'm the real host. Get the fuck out of here. You're the co-host.
Who bounces all the shit down and posts it? I could just edit you out.
Bitch,
and
who gets all the material ready?
One-sided conversation.
Guy. Who has 2 cups of tea ready to go? This guy.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
I don't know either. I don't know. It's throat
nobody.
coating.
Nobody gives a shit if you're drinking tea.
Just coating my throat. You're drinking water because you're super gay. At least I'm pretending to be British right now.
You want to talk about your super fancy fucking cup?
Dude, honestly,
it's legit.
Okay, guys.
It's a legit cup.
Dude, she got me 2 mugs, actually. 2 super badass mugs. One of my favorite words on the planet Earth is the C word, cunt. I love it. It makes me happy. Like, one of my favorite songs is that Anti-Vist by...
Bring Me the Horizon.
By Bring Me the Horizon, yeah. Because he just says, you're a cunt, and then there's a breakdown. It just makes me so happy. So she got me this cup off Etsy, I think, which just like... Here, I'll show you. Do you see that?
It's just a big fucking C
like the handle is a C,
and then
UNT.
Then
it says UNT, so it's just cunt in the cup. It's fucking awesome. And then she actually got like our temporary Average Ghost logo fucking spotted up on another mug for me.
Oh shit.
Super stoked on that shit. It's super badass, man. I'm really excited about it.
Are you just gonna take that everywhere with you and drink everything you ever drink out of those 2 cups?
Every time we do a podcast. Every time. It's the best. I'm just gonna put beer and everything in it. It is the shit.
The tits.
Yeah. So Aaron Newman was doing a little plug for onit.com. For you guys who don't know, if you want to check our website, averageghost.com.
/dig. It'll have all the links to the supplements that I'm using. And you're using what? You're using Alpha Brain and Shroom Tech right now?
Yeah, I got Shroom Tech, New Mood. Alpha Brain I haven't been using lately just because I'm broke as shit, but it's definitely, when I have it, I'm popping it like fucking piss.
Like candy.
Dude, it's the best. Like, there's nothing I can't get the point across to you listeners enough at how much your focus is really brought up just by taking, maybe 2 a day. I mean, at the peak of my time, I was taking probably 6 a day.
Holy fuck.
Dude, I love that shit.
The recommended dose says do not exceed fucking 4 pills in 24 hours. So listeners, do not do what Dylan does. And
I don't give a fuck, man. Dude, it gets you jacked up, man. Like, it's just so motivating. Like, when you're lacking in motivation, you need, like, to be on point for studying, or you want to, like, try and write some new shit, or have some cool thoughts, or you want to, try some new stuff out. If you're trying to get fancy with cooking because you use a chef. It's just a supplement that helps your vehicle to fire on all cylinders. Shroom Tech, used for based off the cordyceps mushroom.
High endurance shit.
Yeah, it's helps your body utilize oxygen better. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't help you do words better, clearly. But yeah, if you want to be a monster in the gym and you don't want to take that fuzzy ass pre-workout, I highly recommend that. If you do want the fuzzy pre-workout, T+ from Onnit.
No, that really shit's not even fuzzy. Like,
Oh, it's not? Yeah.
No,
I
when
guess I only
take
took it once, so I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I want to get to the point where I can afford to take it all the time. But if you guys have a little extra money in your bank account each month, and you guys want to, like, strive to be your more primal self or a more optimized person, I highly recommend
anything
any
on
of the
it.
Products, anything from Onnit. I mean, we love
even their
love
t-shirts
the
will just
owners.
make your fucking muscles look even more badass.
Just so you know, they are not true to size. If you say you wear an XL, by the double XL. I'm just saying, like, I bought a medium when I was in pretty good shape. That shit was tight as fuck. It didn't. No, just go up a size for sure. Go up a size. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but aside from that, their products are just on point. All of them. They're both of their owner and co-owner, Joe Rogan, Aubrey Marcus, two front men for trying to optimize, humans, and just awesome content, out of them from their podcast, Joe Rogan Experience, and On It, and the Warrior Poet Project. There's a lot of good stuff out of On It.
Yeah.
If you need workout ideas, On It Academy. Let's just go around, check out On It, but make sure you get there by jumping through our
webpage.
URL.
That way we get credit for you going there.
Yeah, we want your commission. We're fucking salesmen, dog.
We're trying to make that paper so we can bring you t-shirts and fucking better quality shit.
Yeah, dude. I need to fucking get a dynamic mic so you can stop hearing me breathe.
Yeah, for real.
Or maybe I just need to fucking remove my lungs. That's a good idea, right? Right? That's a good idea.
At least you spit out your gum so it doesn't sound like you're fucking sucking on balls.
Yeah,
But
dude.
anyway, speaking of sucking balls, I'd say we thoroughly sucked on its dick for these past like 5 minutes. So
yes. But
let's
they're not
jump in.
paying us, so fucking go through our link. Do it. They're not
Yeah.
paying us. You guys will be paying us. If you don't want to just donate to our page and you guys actually want something out of it, On It it's practically like getting a box of confetti. It's the greatest thing on earth.
Oh yeah, I fucking love seeing the package get here every time it does. Okay,
Dude, yeah, it's Christmas Day.
moving on, because we're not getting paid to fucking sit there and
wish.
yeah.
They should
fuck,
just send
that'd
us
be awesome.
supplements.
That'd be
Shout out to
awesome.
On It. If you guys hear this snippet, if you could just send me some fucking hemp force protein and some alpha brain, I mean, I'd be so pumped.
Good to
You
go.
have no idea.
So anyway, talking about total human optimization and shit, I was not optimized this week. I was, even with all the supplements and working out, this week has just been a fucking shit storm of blah. Like
Blah.
every day I wake up, I've managed to hit the gym every morning. Like I get my lifting in, but I can't bring myself to go to the fucking MMA gym at the end of the day, and it's just like I'm stagnant and it's pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you can really call yourself stagnant because you have so much else on your plate, But I mean, it's
I'm
definitely-
stagnant in terms of my personal goals. Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing more than I guess your average person. I'm going to the gym every morning at 4:30 and then I go to school every day for 3 hours. I mean, it's not that long, but I'm taking accelerated courses, so like these classes are done in
just packed full of shit.
I think they're a total of 6 weeks. Like each class is 6 weeks long and it's full credit. So this
Just information, money shot all over your
yeah,
face.
I think I'm taking 8 credits in 6 weeks is what I'm
Jesus
getting
Christ.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no. 8 credits in 6 weeks and then an additional 3 credits in 9 weeks. So yeah, I'm definitely on overload this fucking
Yeah.
this
Not
cycle.
mad at that though. That's pretty close. I mean, what isn't 12 a full thing?
Yeah, 12 is full for a semester. So
Yeah.
This
So,
semester-
in 9 weeks, you're getting out a full ride, or a full fucking, or just
full
one, yeah,
semester,
one
like-
short.
God damn it. This dog is pissing
Dog's
me the
getting
fuck
out of
off.
hand. Yeah. I think I gotta make sure mine's not in the room when we do this.
Yeah. But yeah, and then I'm gonna take another 2 classes within this semester, so I'll be at if those are both 3 credits, so that's 18 fucking credits in
Jeez.
a semester.
Yeah, dude, killing it. I know there's a couple semesters of my girls taking like 19 credits, and I mean that was in a 10-week period, but that was
Yeah.
so they were quarters, I guess, not semesters. But yeah, that was murder, man. She's like work here, always studying, never any time to take a breath.
Yeah.
So I can understand where you're coming from, but yeah, I mean, trying to find time to figure out when you can when you can fix that and try to do better and try and stay optimized, I guess, when you don't have the time to do so. So we'll jump into that after I touch on my week. I would say I stayed on it pretty fucking well, actually, man. I mean, I'm not one to toot my own horn. Yes, I am. But I'm the shit, listeners. I'm the best. Damn, dog's getting crazy.
God damn it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, for the last 2 weeks, ever since I set the goals on the podcast, I've been pretty on top of it. I mean, I was trying to control my portions a little bit better at the beginning, food wise. Yeah. And then I've slowly been like, upping my nutrition level. Like today I had like a pretty damn nutrition packed dinner. I had pork chop, which is okay, but I had some green beans, some toasted pine nuts, and like a double baked sweet potato. That shit was delicious.
You ate sweet potatoes?
Dude, it was so good though, really. Like I might have got the wrong one because it was more yellow than like deep red, but like they say it's still a sweet potato, so I'm like, fuck it, nutrition. But dude, yeah, no, I've been like really low on my carbohydrate intake for like the last 2 weeks, honestly. I mean, I guess I didn't realize that when I spend some of my time, like when I'm really hungry, I would snack on peanut covered or yogurt covered peanuts. Terrible idea. Stopped doing that today. I finally checked. Yeah, I didn't realize how fucking terrible they were, and then I looked at when I was at Fred Meyer at the bulk section today, I was like thinking about getting some, and I looked at it and I was like, oh fuck, nope, done with that. So I got some wasabi covered almonds instead, but those are pretty good too. I'm not mad at that. But yeah, like my intake of stuff has been way down. My carbohydrates, I've been eating just a lot of like, a lot of linguals. Is that what it's called? No,
legumes.
Legumes. Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, I've been eating like a lot more like refried beans and stuff like that, like organic, like chili verde, like refried beans and stuff. Yeah. Been shopping a lot more at the healthy section of Fred Meyer. I've been trying to find some MCT oil so I can do that, grass-fed butter, MCT oil coffee. That's also another On It product, guys.
Just get fucking coconut oil. Like, it's not as high in the monosaturated triglycerides, whatever the fuck it is. It's not as high, but that's the base of the MCT oil is fucking coconut. So
I might just grab some of that then, because but I've been like trying to take in a lot of protein at the beginning of the day, doing really well, like avoiding carbohydrates, and my energy level's been okay, but I've also been busting my ass at work too, so just like on a higher level than I usually am. Like I've been feeling pretty motivated there, and like so I guess my week's the complete opposite of yours, other than when I get home I feel like I'm gonna die. So like super tired when I get home, but all my eating's been on point. I've trained at least twice this week so far. I think twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I've definitely put some work in the garage gym. I had Michael over for a little bit, my buddy Michael Resto. He's been like kind of coming over so I can teach him some more stand up, because his stand up is pretty good, but it's not great. So we've been in there and teaching him a lot more combos and stuff like that. We did a little bit of sparring rounds. I actually like created my own interval training thing where like with like these 5 different stations simulating like 5 areas of a fight. And it wasn't like super difficult, but it definitely got you sweating and it was really fun. Yeah. So I've been working out. Yesterday I was working on my hand speed timing and stuff and trying to like drill more techniques. I got it all on video so I could egotistically watch myself hit the bag for a little while, but you're fucking awesome. That's what I did the whole time. I was just like, look at you, oh, you the man, I'm just gonna show everyone this. No, mostly I just take it just so I can be like, hey, is my right foot planted when I throw a right cross? Thank God. Just trying to dial it back, trying to fucking sharpen the iron. So, I mean, I've been pretty good on that, I guess, but there's definitely been times where I've been stagnant. But, I mean, what are some things that you can think that in that time, like, you've spent a lot of time, like, lacking in self-progression this week? So, like, you got any, like, quick 10-second things you have an idea on how you can try and optimize yourself and try to, like, strive to be better every week? What do you got, man?
I have no fucking clue. Like I've tried to get out of the funk. I think the biggest thing that's been helpful for me is to just like I'll be sitting there thinking, well, fuck, am I going to get up and actually do something? And I'll sit there for like an hour just thinking about doing something, and then the point where it finally like, okay, I'm gonna do it, is just saying to yourself, okay, you're gonna do it. That's a huge
Well, that's like the paradox of, or I don't even know if it's a paradigm. Who knows? I'm not very scientific. I'm just being retarded right now, saying big words. Fuck me, right? No, I mean like that dilemma that you have before putting on your shoes and going out for a run. You know, like
I have that.
where
I have that every morning when I wake up.
when you're like looking at your shoes and you're just like, this is such a good idea, you know, but they're so far away. They're 6 inches from your feet. But like, you know, once you get those shoes on your feet and you tie your laces, you're ready to go. And it's not going to be that hard to get through, you know, even if you're only running a mile, you know, it'll take you maybe 10 minutes if you're running slow. You know, and it's that kind of, that do it factor that, you know, just kind of like duck your head and go in, bite down your mouth guard, kind of just go to it. And I think that's a big thing that got me through my workout yesterday. I got home and I felt like a bag of dicks. I was like so tired, just didn't want to do anything, but I was like, hey, I'm just going to walk into the garage. Like, I wasn't even wearing workout clothes. I was just going to walk into the garage. And, you know, like 12 minutes later, after cleaning up a little bit, I decided, hey, I'm going to put my gloves on. I started hitting the bag a little bit. And then, just that little section, you know, motivated me like, hey, I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. Hey, I'm going to put some, you know, some compression shorts on instead of these jeans. And then I ended up banging out 12 hard minutes of, like, I mean, 2 6-minute rounds, which is really not that much, but, you know, 8 minutes a day is a workout, even if you're trying, you know.
Yeah.
You don't need much, man. I did this 9-minute CrossFit workout one time. It was fucking gnarly. So you don't need, time isn't a thing. If you're a listener and you're like, fuck, I hate working out because I can't cut out an hour of my day, like, you don't need that. Do 30 air squats and stand in front of the mirror in your fucking bathroom, shadow box for 2 minutes. But I mean, honestly, this is besides the point. We're not here to talk about exercise. We're talking about getting out of the funk. But that's kind of how I did it yesterday, you know, and then it's just that doing it. So I understand that point. Yeah, it's like that cognitive dissonance, you know, that like feeling where it feels terrible until it's happening, where you like gotta fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Well, my problem is just I don't even know what the fuck I don't know if it's like a depression factor. Like, I'm not clinically depressed, but
I've noticed your energy levels have been lower though. I mean, like,
I don't know.
I can understand.
Maybe my food is off. Maybe my nutrition is off, because like I'm putting out a lot more and not able to maintain as long. So
how much are you sleeping? How much hours a night are you sleeping?
I'll go to bed at like 10 and wake up at 4. So whatever
you go to bed
that
is.
Well, it's hard on nights like this where we've got the 2-hour difference and we're doing the podcast at
fuck, it's already 10 there for you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then I gotta bounce this shit down and get it prepped for the morning.
Yeah.
But that's goals. So sometimes sacrifice plays
and this
a part
is kind of
in that.
like something, you know, like this is kind of a passion project. So it's like, it's not like we're doing this because we have to. I mean, we do because we've told our listeners we will, but we haven't been scared to let them down before. So,
well, it is something that we have to do because we set the goal of being consistent. So, I'm pushing myself to make this one of those things that I have to do. So, that's kind of where I'm at with that. And yes, I have to sacrifice sleep for it, but I'll come home and I'll let the dog out. We maybe go for a walk around the block or whatever, and then I'll take a nap for like an hour. Hopefully, just an hour, but. Lately, it's been I'll fucking lay down and I'll wake up like 4 hours later, miss the first class at the gym, and then I'll just do some homework or some shit. But school is for the birds, man. If I wasn't getting
I
paid,
fucking hate school, man.
If I wasn't getting paid to go to school right now, I wouldn't fucking go.
Dude, I was just not a passionate learner in high school, man, so I don't understand how I could do it. And because the fact that you have to take all this general education stuff, if I was taking things like, when I take things I'm passionate about, I'll fucking buzz through them. But like when I have to learn about stuff that's just mindless to me, it's so difficult.
That's where I'm at right now. Like, I like German. I like learning a language. I feel like it's really opening me up to being a more worldly person. but there's so much busy work involved in the college level German. Like if I was just on Duolingo, like learning it at my own pace, then it's like whatever. But at the college level course, you have to fucking conjugate verbs and all this shit. I mean, it's stuff you need to know, but it's memorization and repetition. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
It's probably helpful in some sense in the fact that when you have to work in the real world, you're going to be faced with stupid gay bullshit all the time.
Yeah. But that's why I'm trying to do this podcast. That's why I'm trying to get this shit up and running.
Please stop us from having to learn anything ever again. Just make us money so we can go do fun shit and just talk about that to you guys. Please.
It's not even like I have no problem learning how to use Reaper or how to better record shit or how to like make the recording environment more acoustic and less noisy and shit like that. Like I'll learn that shit all day. But when it comes to these general education courses, it's just like, fuck, man. Like, why do I need to know the fucking square root of a percentage? Like, I'm not gonna be an investment broker. Like, I'm not gonna
exactly. The point you're going to Wealthfront because you're like, hey, here's my money. You figure it the fuck out. You're not over here like jumping in, being a stockbroker. You know, like
I'm not trying to be the Wolf of Wall Street.
The point of the world is like we have all these support system in all these places. We don't have to do everything by ourselves. You know, learn the stuff that you might need in an apocalypse type scenario. Learn how to kill some meat and learn how to grow some vegetables. You want to know how to exercise. You want to know how to read and write, store knowledge, you know, maybe work a generator, some shit like that. But we don't need to learn, like, you know, I don't need to know how to synthesize, like, fucking...
proteins from fucking beef.
Stuff. Yeah, like, I mean, sure, it's cool to know because you're like, I'm a nutrition's expert, but I don't need to know that, man. Like, it's never not something I'm passionate about, not something I'm going to propel myself to.
Well, and as you get older, you realize that the most precious resource you have is time. So when you're
100%.
spending time on shit that you're not passionate about, it's like, well, fuck. Yeah. That's like hemorrhaging money. But
well, dude, like, I mean, I think honestly, I mean, it doesn't even have to be with age because I think it can be just your scenario. If you have too much time taken away from you, you start to understand that so much quicker, you know? Yeah. Like, I haven't had like a full weekend off. I mean, I had my break over the winter, but like I haven't not worked a Saturday in so long. Like I was working Saturday, Sunday consistently at the all last year, honestly. Like I put in a shitload of hours. And you start to see that it's like when like the beginning of this year they started telling us like, hey, we might be cutting Sundays off, so like you'll just work Saturday. And like I'm sad because I'm like, oh shit, I need that money, but then I'm like, but that time, you know, it means so much to have 8 hours more by myself to get to like collect my thoughts and be able to like do stuff like this, you know, you can't explore yourself without time. It's difficult to just, you know, everyone like thinks they've found their purpose, but I honestly think, I mean, if you're working a 9 to 5,
you haven't found your fucking purpose.
Yeah, your purpose sucks some dick. I mean, at least in my opinion. You know, my opinion's probably totally wrong, and some people really enjoy their desk job where they code for 8 hours a day, and I'm sure some of that stuff is fun to you. It's enjoyable, but it's like, I don't think until at every moment of your life you're doing something that feels purposeful to you that you're really experiencing. I mean, like, you should enjoy being a parent. You should enjoy your work. You should enjoy your hobbies. You shouldn't be told what to do without feeling like it's something you're obligated to do, like, in a positive manner, not in a negative way, you know? You shouldn't feel like, fuck, I gotta go to my family's reunion, even though you fucking hate them. Fuck that shit. Yeah, like, who cares, man? Like, yeah, your family... friends are more important anyways, I think.
Well,
but
that and just that can suck too, because I hate social obligations. Like when all of our friends
talk to people.
When all of our friends were back here and Tess would get off work and we'd just sit there for a little bit and all we'd want to do is like be lazy and then go to the gym and do our thing. But then oh shit, excuse me. People would fucking text her or call me or whatever, and they'd be like, "Hey, we want to do this," and it's like, "Well, fuck." Now I have to be a friend and do stupid shit that I don't want to do.
Wait, you like me? Could you stop? Could you get another hobby? Friends.
Just leave me the fuck alone. I just want to do my thing.
Again. Jeez.
Yeah.
I know. Nathan's about to jump on me again, like fucking hate. Your hate speech. Goddamn hate speech. This asshole over here hating
God
on
damn
the
it.
them
Hating on the
homosexuals.
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to like I always like, you know, all the Tim Ferriss podcasts and listening to that kind of stuff. They always talk about like meditation, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's always talking about meditation. I've done it a few times. You know, you introduced it to me originally. I never have gotten back to it though. I guess my form of meditation is just like martial arts. Yeah, like going in the garage.
Yeah, but
shit.
even that's not, that's more of
It's
like
not
a
the
flow
same.
state. That's not meditation
Yeah,
because
it's not,
you're
yeah.
not, you have to be able to
absent.
well, that and the body in motion, like you enter into a different state when you're not moving, when you're able to say, okay, I'm not going to think, I'm not going to fucking move. I'm just going to sit here and be still and observe the moment without my influence on it. Like,
Yeah.
it's different when you're doing something that you like and you're good at and you can just kind of get into focus. Like those are good too, but
Yeah.
meditation allows a freshness to come over you. It's like, I don't know, putting yourself in the fucking washing machine
Yeah. Oh,
and the
I
dryer and come out
It's like
clean.
It's like the way I can think of it is like it's like game planning for like a big event.
Yeah.
Like, but whereas like, you know, like martial arts is like me sparring out possibilities. You know, like the way I compare martial arts for me a lot is like it's my way of like dealing with real life problems in a non-real life scenario.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's very applicable in my head to like immediate issues that I'm facing, like in this argument that I have with my girlfriend, or this argument I'm having with my boss, or this way I'm thinking about coming at things at work, or like how I'm going to talk to my therapist. You know, it's like this, you're constantly thinking about attack, defend, move, come at from a different angle. You know, you're constantly thinking like different ways to solve an issue.
Yeah.
Whereas like you kind of, when you're meditating, you get to acknowledge the issue. You kind of see that it's there and you go, hey, this issue can be conquered. I'm not going to think about how to conquer it right now, but I acknowledge that this issue
Brought to you by NPR.
but it's like something you can easily conquer. You know, you realize that it's like, hey, this is some bullshit, or this is really a smaller task at hand than I thought it would be. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, you know, sparring and doing martial arts is my application of trying to work those things out in a non-lethal scenario, you know, where I'm not going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, meditation, like, as you were saying, your
tastes like acid.
martial arts is where you're thinking about how to do everything. Meditation is the absence of thought. Like, you're allowing ideas to kind of come out of the ether. Like, you just sit there, you breathe, you focus on maybe one thing, and you allow thoughts to come, but then immediately send them away. And then, like, once you clear out all the junk thoughts and all the pop-up thoughts and all the bullshit thoughts, then the real, like,
Ad
meat
blocker.
and potatoes.
Ad
Yeah. Yeah, it's like anti-fucking spamware for your brain.
I don't understand that meat and potatoes. I guess it's because it's hearty, but shouldn't there be more vegetables in your thought diet? Come on, Newman.
Meat
There
and
needs to be
potatoes
more
is just like the
vegetables. I'm just
basic,
kidding.
the foundation, because you need starches and carbohydrates,
Yeah,
and you
where
need
the fuck are
fucking
you
proteins.
from? Maybe it's meat and rice, bro.
Oh my god! Well, I'm not from a place where rice.
speech,
Oh
your
my
hate
God.
speech right now is not acknowledging the existence of of Orientals. That was the most
Oh
racist
my
thing I've said so
Jesus
far.
Christ! Yeah, because they're the
You know,
only ones
Grandpa
that
still
eat
says
rice.
that shit.
Oh,
Oriental.
He has ever since I was fucking younger. Orientals and the blacks, like the racism, the old day racism is definitely real with Grandpa.
100%. Yeah, I was listening to him talk about like Vietnam one time. No, he was like out right after Vietnam, but he's like talking about black people, and he was like, "Those blacks, man." And I was just like, "Oh my God, Grandpa, like you are."
I
so
remember
brutally
one
rapist.
time, our
I
grandma
said
was
rapist,
fucking-
not racist. I said brutally rapist. That's fucked. Sorry, guys. It totally meant to say racist. He's so
I remember-
brutally rapist.
I remember one time grandma was dancing. She was just doing some fucking dancey bullshit.
Like the
and-
white girl wasted one?
No, it wasn't white girl wasted. It was like old. It was old woman wasted doing the old woman wasted dance. That fucking bouncy bullshit where they swing their hands a little bit and then they do some funky shit where they flare out their fingers or whatever.
Too much of Jesus's blood.
Yeah, but she was doing that shit and just kind of making like doop-a-doo doo noises, and then jigaboo came out of her mouth, and I was just like, are you serious right now, Grandma? Like, you're just letting that fly like it's nothing.
I watched this video the other day of like some girl who was in the news. She's like a news reporter, a news anchor, and she just goes like, it's like that jigaboo music, and then the black guy is sitting next to her is like, what the fuck did you just say? Oh my Lanta.
And you just think that's perfectly acceptable.
That was really hilarious. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how we got here.
I don't either.
Jesus.
It's the fucking wormhole of the podcast. It'll just suck you in, and before you know it, you're talking about jigaboo.
Okay, so I guess jigaboo, yeah, Jesus Christ. Racist and rapist and jigaboo.
Oh my God.
Great topics.
That's old people for you.
Oh my Lanta. All old people are racists? What's up, Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Some of them, they're rapists. Some of them are probably good people.
But the majority of them are racists and rapists.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck. So anyway, moving on to the next topic, slightly more politically correct. You wanted to talk about skepticism, and I'm still kind of cloudy on what you mean by that, because I didn't listen to the Tim Ferriss podcast.
It's not even the Tim Ferriss podcast. I was just reading his book, and it was literally one sentence that was like that same thing. It's kind of like your toilet thought, where you're just like sitting, and then you have like this weird epiphany. It wasn't even an epiphany, because it's not like I'm packed with knowledge on this on this thought, but like he was just talking about skepticism, and like my thought, like, and he says like, you know, skepticism shouldn't limit you, and I'm like writing down like skepticism's not a red light, you know, because I see a lot of people who see like, you know, who, you know, with like medical marijuana, you know, you watch the Culture High and you see that kid who like with epilepsy, he starts taking like the CBD oils and stuff and it immediately stops, you know, and like a lot of people are scared to try something that's like shown to not even do, like to not do you any harm. They're scared to do something because it's not correct and it's not scientifically 100% yet. It hasn't,
or it goes against social norms, or
or it goes against social norms and stuff like that, or it's like, you know, these people who instead of trying to manipulate their nutrition better, or jump onto Weight Watchers or do this Jenny Craig shit, or like, you know, you're just so everyone's jumping on the bandwagon of so many things without free thought, and that's my biggest question. Is like I listened to this thing the other day that was like you got to think about, like, are your thoughts your thoughts, or are they other
people's opinions
that you've just collected over time? And so like I'm encouraging people, like, hey, when there's something like information that's brought up to you, don't immediately take it for like face value, but don't throw it away, you know, like you need to analyze things with your own brain. And so like with this, I don't know, it's just like I just see a lot of people being skeptic about different things, about everything.
It's not
people who train traditional martial arts don't want to train, you know, in other divisions, or people who train jiu-jitsu don't want to try sambo, you know, or people who are big fans of like I don't know, really anything, like, you know, people who are like big fans of football, but like refuse to acknowledge that there's something worthwhile in the, you know, soccer or something. Like, it's honestly, like, this is the stupidest point I could come across with. But
no, it makes sense, because it's just people get set in their modes and their ways, and then everything outside of that is an enemy or a foreign force that they just don't want to deal with. Like, that's it. You could go as small as like, I'm skeptical of broccoli, so I'm not going to eat that shit because it's fucking stupid.
Broccoli.
And you could go as wide as, I fucking hate all Muslims because a tiny portion of them are terrorists. Like, it's skepticism is severely limiting, and it damages our culture as a whole, because it creates, like, one person has a skeptical, shitty idea, and it just goes out of hand and creates this gigantic hate sphere, or an us versus them mentality. Like,
well, yeah, it's like that thing, like when a lot of people get into like this ecosphere, I guess, like, you know, like you jump in with a lot of people who have the similar views to you, and like I encourage you to find other people who don't have the same views as you. You know, like I have a lot of friends who like, you know, like I respect exercise and I like people to exercise, but I'm like a big fan of new knowledge and like, you know, like progression and like, you know, social manipulation and how people like, you know, talk to each other, how the world goes around. But I like watching like how things like what I'm fucking saying, sorry, like
how
like
social
technology kind of goes
happens
around,
and-
like, yeah, but like you watch things grow, and like so I see like a lot of this, like, you know, our whole race is built off of evolution. The whole world is, you know, we're based, even if people don't immediately believe in, hey, we started out as a single cell organism and we turned into, you know, this big overarching, you know, division of different species. Even if you don't believe that, we are, you know, in day-to-day life evolving. We're all striving for something different. We're rolling with the punches, trying to find something new. You know, like we're always trying to strive for another level. And sorry, I'm trying to find my point again, what I was saying. Oh yeah, sorry, I'm trying to look for something on Facebook because they wrote a big rant about this, and so I'm trying to find that same thing. Fucking Jesus, Newman, take it away for like 5 seconds. I'll find my point, like my train of thought.
Oh, thanks for leaving me with like
Sorry,
no
man.
fucking material.
Sorry, no,
So,
okay, here, I can
Facebook is
continue.
just
Yeah.
awesome, and Facebook. But
Jesus,
I get what
no.
you're saying, and like, yeah, skepticism is fucking dumb, and I think it's. Well, no, it's not dumb.
I don't know.
It's a
Skepticism is a
double-edged-
good thing. I think I understand what you mean. Skepticism is dumb because you're kind of caught up. That was your
Going-
first thought process.
I think
But-
going hard towards only skepticism is fucking dumb. Like when I took philosophy, there's a whole section on skeptics. Like that
Yeah.
was their deal, is they just took the stance that everything was incorrect or everything
Yeah.
was not to be believed. And
Yeah.
that's just like, that's being opposed to everything for the sake of opposition without any growth. So it completely halts your growth if you give way to nothing but skepticism.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is like skepticism shouldn't define action. So like I thoroughly encourage skepticism. I definitely think you should question everything you come into contact with, except for
Yeah.
evolution, because it's pretty well documented. But and I don't think, you know, sorry, this is just a bold point. I don't think evolution defines that there's no such thing as creationism. Okay, guys, I'm not saying that. All right, but what I am saying is that skepticism is a different thing from taking action towards something. So skepticism is something built off of like of thought process. You're questioning something. You're asking questions, defining whether this is like, you know, something that's realistic, something that actually does something positive, or like, you know, finding out if something actually works. But like action should not be fueled by that. So I think you should question things, but it shouldn't encourage you, or it shouldn't like discourage you from trying something out. I think if you can, you know, like I read Tim Ferriss's book and he's like, don't eat any white bread or like white anything. That was his big thing. And I was like, that's dumb. I can't not eat bread. You know, like, I mean, it's not really the same thing as being a skeptic, because I'm like, oh, it probably does work, but I'm like, how well does it really work? You know?
And I want to eat bread.
You only have one study on here, but then I try it out and I feel more energized. I mean, like, I'm a more motivated person lately. Like, it's easier for me to get in the gym. Like, I'm being a more compassionate person to people. My energy levels are raised. You know, it's like I had the willingness, even though something seemed difficult or seemed unruly or something that was semi like outside of my, you know, my means. I tried it, and like I still tried to go forth with it.
Yeah.
And like it has a positive impact. So I'm saying, like, if you're skeptic towards something, it doesn't mean that you can't try something out or acknowledge like the realism in some of the stuff. Just because you're skeptic does not mean that something's wrong. It's not a red light. Being skeptic about, you know, like I don't know, honestly, anything. It doesn't really need an example. Being skeptic about something, shouldn't stop you. And so this
should be in moderation. Like, you can be skeptical of shit, but just don't let that limit you to your worldly shit. Like,
because you're going to be skeptic for the rest of your life. You're going to be sitting on your fucking couch watching Netflix, which is fine. Watch Netflix on fucking Sunday when you deserve to watch Netflix. But you can't be a skeptic 100% of the time of your life, because you need to take actions. You need to be a moving person. You need to help our species evolve. You need to like be a part of this movement, which is like humankind, or mankind.
So legalize weed.
I guess that's it. Yeah, I don't know. This wasn't even really about weed, but that do that though. But no, this is what I was saying. Like, I just posted this stupid rant. I posted, traditions and habits can blow me. This world is built off of adaptation. When there are new techniques developed to complete tasks and meet goals, you should strive to understand them and use them to the best of your ability. Whether it be in the fitness world, technological advancement, or improved learning aids, evolution in science and social interaction, the growth of the internet, all of these things are putting the tools in your hands. Deconstruct life and analyze the best route to success. Don't walk through life heavy-footed and flashing a badge of incompetence, because that's how I've always done it. Grow. All of us animals are capable of more. Hashtag Dylan's meaningless rant of the day. Hashtag learn more. Hashtag growth. hashtag.
Gotta throw in those hashtags.
Always hashtags. Love hashtags. It pisses people off. It's my favorite. But you know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, fucking hashtags are the only way you get shit discovered or figured out. But
I'm just pretty sure that Dylan's meaningless rant of the day isn't gonna go trending on Twitter. Pretty sure.
I don't know. You never know. If we can get the AGPC up and rolling, then
come on, guys, let's make this a big deal. Dylan, I'll have to start ranting every day though. I said rant of the day when it's like really rant of the week. Put out like one a week.
Or just random fucking rant that has no time frame.
Yeah. Well, like what's drove me to do this was like, I'm just coming out of Qdoba. I was like doing really heart healthy, like being really adamant about I didn't have rice in my burrito bowl and I didn't need tortilla. I was like more veggies, all that stuff. Like I was being fancy. I mean, it still is Qdoba, so it's still not the greatest thing on planet Earth, but I made changes so that
You made a conscious choice to get better shit.
And it was delicious. Okay, but besides the point, this most of this rant was about like these people who I know in my work and like people who train at the gym and like people who still like spend a lot of their days. This can be reflecting of you also. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on you, but like this like targeting single muscle groups when you're working out. Mm-hmm. I don't know, like, ever since we went to the lab, so I went down to Arizona one time, me and Aaron went to the lab, this was my first MMA training, and we did that strength conditioning workout. You know, that full body one where you felt like you got murdered, like, the next day?
And you fucking threw up
as soon as we God, I threw up so fucking hard. You were just laughing your ass off, and I'm, like, pinned. Well, because you didn't have air conditioning in your car. Like, oh my God. I felt like I was going to projectile vomit the whole way home. I was like, Aaron, I'm dying. Aaron, I'm dying. I'm dying. And like no AC, windows
in
are
the
up
summer in Arizona. It's like
125. Down. And then we get out of the car, and I didn't even have to fucking try. I just opened my mouth, and it just goes like. It sounded like a fucking waterfall combined with the turkey.
Like, you sounded like fucking Zoidberg.
Oh my God, dude, that was so gnarly. But like ever since then, sorry, moving on. Ever since then, like I've had this thought on functionality, and like. So I don't know, like, I mean, like, I understand gains, and everyone's like, oh, I need those gains, man. But I don't know, it just, like, seems unrealistic to me, because it's like, oh, bro, you can bicep curl so much, that's really cool, like, but, like, what else do you know how to do? Like, I don't know, I mean, like, I feel like defining a lot of your time and constantly, like, people who overtrain, people who lift too many times per week, even though science says that like the maximum like dose that you should be doing so is like 3 times a week for major growth, and like people who still do it 7 days a week, and overlapping like muscle groups when it's like you're just tearing your muscles to shreds with no real extra growth on top of that. Like I'm sure Arnold was pretty good at building muscle, but I guarantee you if science was there with Arnold, he would have been better. So like just this refusal of knowledge and like being skeptic and that clear but I've always done it this way style, you know, where
Yeah.
it's like, but I always do preacher curls. It's like, preacher curls are fucking retarded. Okay, if you want big biceps, cool, do preacher curls. I still think preacher curls are fucking retarded, because I don't see when on God's green earth I'm ever going to use preacher curls for anything functional. It's not like my car is going to be stuck on a baby. I'm going to be like, wait, I can fucking preacher curl 110 pounds. Let me pull this baby out from under this car. Like, you might tear the baby's torso off, or like, you'll probably just tear the bumper off your plastic car. It's not gonna fucking work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
that's bullshit.
was resistant to single muscle isolation because I started losing weight and shit doing MMA and functional muscle, and that's why still, like, I've just recently started lifting heavy because I want to see how much I can lift.
Yeah.
So it's more of like a personal goal thing, but it's not my goal to get huge and isolate muscles and make them big. But at the same time, I see the benefits in just my overall strength and ability to resist submissions and shit like that.
Yeah.
With that.
I
But
definitely
I'm
think
also
strength conditioning is realistic, and it's something you should do. But I think, like, understanding that plyometrics are more applicable, you know, to MMA training, and that's what's going to make you stronger for MMA. And doing kinesthetics, you know, and, like, stuff like body weight movements a lot more, and like explosive movements like Olympic lifting, and like deadlifts are probably going to help you, you know. But like doing curls is not really going to help you fucking trying to beat somebody up. It's just really not, you know, like, but my underhook level is so much better because I can curl a shit ton. I don't know, like, I definitely want bigger biceps, man. Like, if I start losing weight again, I'm going to want my biceps to flare up a little bit. But like, understand, it just blows my mind when people think that the strength that they have is applicable in other scenarios. It's like, your strength is 100% applicable to lifting weights. That's pretty much it. You're weightlifting strong. Like, you're probably pretty strong at doing other small stuff, but like, it's not 100% applicable. Like, talking to people who are like, hey, man, this always just keeps coming back to fighting. I'm sure the people who aren't, like, fans of fighting are just like, shut the fuck up already. But, like, when, like, people are like, I can fucking power clean 250 pounds, and it's like, I could fuck up a wrestler who weighs 170 pounds. I'm like, good luck, man. You don't know strong until you've seen a guy who knows how to use his body. You know, like,
you don't have to weigh a whole lot or be able to lift a whole lot to know how to throw your body weight into a punch or into a fucking top position.
My biggest thing is, like, I think back to this thought, this like this memory I have. Our cousin Shannon, you know who he is?
No.
Okay, he's from Alaska. He's one of, like, Tom Green's kids. They live in Alaska. They're pretty far extended. But I met him like a few years back, and I was like starting to lose some weight. I still wasn't tiny at this point, but this kid weighs like 142 pounds. He wrestles at 135. He's tiny, and we decided to wrestle, and he fucked me up, dude. He destroyed me. Like, I've never felt someone who every single, like, inch of their body was filled with power, like, was filled with strength. Like, every fucking movement that he did was filled with explosiveness. Like, his body knew how to move, you know? And, like, you face up against a dude like that, I don't care if you're 220 pounds and you fucking can power clean like a shitload. Like, that motherfucker's gonna take you to church and he's gonna fuck you up, man. He's about to altar boy to his pastor you. Like, he's about to priest pee-pee touch your face. Like, he'll fuck you up, man. I don't know where I was going with that. Sorry, guys.
I mean, I think you did it backwards. He's about to pastor your altar boy, but
unless
he's gonna fucking
spread
his ass cheeks
he's gonna be the priest.
Really
I was probably wrong, but he's gonna suck the shit out of your dick. No, he's gonna suck the demons out of your dick. You have no idea how good a wrestler sucks dick.
God damn it. Now all the wrestlers are going to hate us. But anyway, I feel like we've pretty thoroughly touched on skepticism. So I wrote down here,
was probably terrible.
I wanted to talk about dreams and shit. And you said you had a fucking crazy dream. Do you want to?
I did have a weird ass dream this week, man. Yeah. So you can jump into yours first and I'll hit with mine after.
All right. So I've, like, notoriously throughout my entire lifespan, I've had apocalyptic type dreams or
Always.
or monster dreams. Like I used to sleepwalk and see my interpretation of demons and shit like that.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah. It was awful growing up. I had night terrors, and my mom told me that I think I was up one time for like 72 hours when I was like 8.
Lanta.
And she told me she was going to drive me off into the middle of nowhere and just leave me there because
Good
she
idea.
hadn't slept. She hadn't slept in fucking 72 hours either.
She just like falls asleep and just hears you like, ah!
Yeah, but it got so bad that I couldn't be alone in any room of the house, like,
Oh my
because I
goodness.
was hallucinating at this point, like, so sleep deprived that I was hallucinating while awake.
God damn.
But back
Ambient.
to the more recent, yeah, for real. Back to the more recent dreams, like, I constantly have zombie dreams where, like, I won't be in familiar places or really with familiar people, but it'll just be like a war zone type scenario and there's zombies around and I know they're around and I'm stressed out and just all this shit. Well, the other night, I don't remember exactly what day, this might have been like 2 weeks ago or maybe a week ago. I had this dream, similar scenario, except for I was with Tess and her grandma. And we were in this warehouse, and her grandma wouldn't shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Grandma!
Yeah, like, she just kept talking, and I'm like, you need to fucking be quiet, because they're right around the corner, they're gonna come in here, and they're gonna fucking eat
shit.
us. But anyway, she kept talking, and eventually, the zombies found us, and we took off running or whatever, and in all of my zombie dreams, I've never been bit or, like, taken by the zombies. And this was the first one where I actually was, like, physically grabbed, and the zombie was trying to bite me.
Shit.
And I fought it off for a little bit, and then I just had this moment in my dream where I was like, you know what, whatever, fuck it, this is just a dream. Like, let's see what happens. And
You
as
got
soon as I
lucid?
had, yeah, as
Oh,
soon as
wow.
I had that kind of acceptance, the zombie bit my ass cheek. Like, I remember I was trying to, like, spin out of a hold. Like, it got me from the front, and I tried to spin out, and it got my waist and bit my ass.
Let me get that booty, dog.
Pretty much. And as soon as I had that, like, okay, whatever, like, I was pushing on its head trying to get away, and then I, like, lifted my hands up in the dream, and it bit my ass, and I gained superpowers. Like,
What?
I didn't become a zombie, but through that acceptance, I grew and I was able to run really fast. I was able to jump really high,
So you
punch
left
super
Grandma
hard.
and Tess. You're just like, fuck it. I'm about
Well,
to
at
go
that
party.
point, like, we had gotten split up in the dream. Like, you know how dreams, they'll jump
Yeah.
from scene to scene?
Oh, dude, my
like, in
dreams
that,
are not realistic at all. Like, I'll
Yeah.
have you in a dream, and then your face, like, I'll look away, and your face will be someone else's. Like, you'll
Yeah.
just be a different person. Like, in the exact same position you were in.
just
and
a
then
totally
you're just
different, person, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, continue.
But anyway, it had, in this part of the dream, it was just me battling the zombies, which in my, I don't know, in my weird kind of thinking, the dream to me meant that I just need to accept shit, and through that I will gain more abilities, like whether it be
Yeah.
the ability to accept, the ability to be more compassionate, the ability to think more clearly. Just,
Yeah.
it was kind of like my subconscious way of being like, hey, quit stressing out, quit
It
fucking.
seems really applicable to your scenario right now.
yeah. It was like, quit being a little bitch, quit fucking.
Thanks, zombies,
Trying
for
to-
biting Aaron's blowout black girl booty. Thank you.
Yeah.
The apple
But-
bottom.
Through that, that's where my toilet thought kind of came into that. But we'll touch on that after you go into.
Yeah, if we
your
have fucking time,
dream.
actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine actually, maybe I should have gone first because mine has no applicable, like, anything really. But I was driving my car, so I'm just, like, sitting in my car. And, like, so I flashed into this dream when there was maybe 25 seconds to a minute left. Really not much.
Yeah.
And so I finally come into this dream, and I'm just driving my car, and I don't know what happened, but my car, I'm going like 50 or 60 miles an hour, and my car just turns over, and I start rolling. But I land just on my roof, and my fucking car is like just sliding down.
Yeah.
Like, no, it rolls, and then I'm back on the top, and I'm sliding sideways, and I can see, like, I start to roll again, and I can see the roof's on the ground, and I can see that I'm continuing to slide, and I know if I keep rolling, like, I'm gonna die, because I see
Yeah.
that I don't have my seatbelt on. So I've been like bouncing up and down in this, but then
Yeah.
I'm in my seat. For some reason, I'm still suctioned to my seat, even though my car's overturned. And
Yeah.
I reach for my seatbelt and I try to put it on. And as I bring it over, right as I get to my right hip, like I can't move my arm.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever like gotten in a fight with somebody in a dream, and when you go to punch them, all of the power of your punch is taken away right before you
Or
hit
time
their face?
like slows down and
Yeah.
you're just moving through jello. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and that happened. So I'm trying to, and like, I just get increasingly more scared because I can't fucking plug this in. And I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking die because I can't figure out how to get my seatbelt in. And,
Yeah.
and then I fucking woke up and I was like, oh, thank God I didn't die. But like, so mine, I don't really, maybe it just means wear my seatbelt more, but.
Well, maybe like if you think about dreams and how they're kind of your subconscious puzzles of shit you're dealing with in
I've had
everyday
some
life.
bad ones. Yeah, like I've had some
Yeah.
ones with just make me think like, oh, Dylan, your friends hate you. You're a piece of shit. When it's like, fuck you, brain. My friends think I'm
Yeah.
an okay guy.
But going back to the seatbelt and the trying to punch people and shit, like maybe that's the wrong approach. Like that's your physical mind trying to interpret dream states and what you should be doing, where maybe
I'm trying to
if-
like brute force and ignorance solve the
Yeah.
issue. Instead
Whereas,
of,
like, when I let myself get bit by the zombie, I was freed in the dream and could do a whole bunch of shit. Maybe if you
Yeah.
had just let yourself die in the car, you would have gone somewhere else, or you wouldn't have died and you would have let go of that fear. Or when you're faced with an adversary in a dream, instead of trying to punch him in the face, if you just let the confrontation kind of wash over you, maybe it'll have
Yeah.
a different, more pleasurable dream outcome.
Yeah.
And then you can take that and apply it into your everyday life. So moving on to the toilet thought, like, let me pull up my
it just sounds so bad. The toilet thought.
the toilet thought. So where I get the toilet thought is I was sitting on the toilet taking a shit and doing some deep thinking as I normally do.
Yeah, dude.
While
Shitting and
taking
thinking.
while taking a shit. And what I wrote down, because I pull out Evernote whenever I have a deep thought now.
I fucking love
Evernote.
that app. It's the
Use
best.
Evernote.
Shout out to Evernote. Get that app. It's the best.
But what I wrote down was I've identified a major problem in how I love. I'm too busy trying to love with my mind, ego, thought, etc., and not focused enough on letting my love flow naturally from my heart. My ego gets bruised and tries to go into a defensive posture. By allowing this, I keep falling back into negative relationship patterns of being passive aggressive. So for more context to that, my wife's deployed, and there will be times where we don't get to talk for very long. We still manage to talk just about every day, but there will be times where we'll be texting back and forth or whatever, and then she'll just disappear for hours. And I won't hear from her, and then I'll hear from her briefly, and we'll be like, okay, we're going to Skype at this time. And then that time comes and goes, and I still don't hear from her until about like 3 hours past our Skype time.
Yeah.
And shit like that. So when I try and love with my mind, I try and control the situation and all this shit, I refer to my ego, and it's like, well, fuck, she's blowing me off on purpose. She doesn't want to talk to me, all this shit. And I just get this really girly, pissed off, like, I don't know, petulant
Just
little
get
child
immediately dark
attitude.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if I were to just release those negative thoughts and love with my heart and just be like, okay, well, I love her. I know she loves me. So I'm just going to kind of accept that I don't know what's going on over there. She could be busy running around trying to get a bunch of shit done and just not have the time to respond or whatever. And once I started doing that, everything just kind of started clicking. And even that applies to not just this overseas type long distance relationship. Like that applies to everyday life. So if you're doing all this passive aggressive bullshit, you need to realize that that's just your mind and your ego getting hurt and trying to react in a kind of retaliatory manner, and maybe take a step back and just realize where love comes from. Like it's not this thing to control other people or anything like that. It's something that you're trying to share with another person. So don't limit yourself by giving into the ego and all of its bullshit.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people do that in a lot of relationships. It's like, when someone's mad, you always think it's your fault, or when someone's not talking to you, you blame it on yourself, or you overthink a lot of stuff. When it's just like, we all have very interactive and lives that we're all constantly busy doing a lot of things, and sometimes it's easier to just like accept what's right there in front of you instead of trying to read in, because I think the times when I was the most depressed was when I was overthinking a lot of stupid things that really didn't matter that
and
much,
when you're trying to fucking read minds without having any idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, like those stupid dreams that I was having, like, oh, my friends don't like me, and it's like, well, maybe they just don't have time to hang out with me right now, or maybe I was being a little overboard with some of my views, it's like, well, you spend a lot of time like thinking in such a negative way, and you propel it all in yourself, or you attack someone else with it because you're too scared to self-analyze an issue, and and you come back to the point. So even though you're already attacking yourself about all these views and stuff, and you're attacking yourself thinking like, oh, hey, she doesn't want to talk to me, or hey, she's purposely ignoring me, and then you go and attack yourself again by saying, hey, I'm being a little bitch about this, by saying that again. So you're constantly just in this circular pit of shit where you're just attacking yourself over and over again, just degrading the situation and just
for no reason.
Yeah, just stabbing yourself with a fucking needle over and over again. You have a thumbtack in your hand, and instead of like seeing like, oh, fuck this thumbtack, you're just like just stabbing yourself in the forearm for
and the problem with that is your fucking negative self-talk makes you go lower and lower and lower until you're just in this fucking like pit of despair.
Well, because once you find this issue, it's easier to find more issues within the issue, and you start to inception, just start inceptioning all these negative thoughts. And that's why people say that stupid shit like good vibes only, man, because negative thoughts really do, like, they propel each other. They're searching for the same evolution that us as humans are. Like, they want... Negative thoughts are probably a living organism, and they strive to be a stronger living organism. Why do you think some people have clinical depression? Well, it's probably just because their biomechanics are fucked up, and their their levels are...
I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast today with... he had Aubrey Marcus on. It was one of his more recent ones.
Yeah.
And Aubrey Marcus said this thing, you are the sum... you are the average of your 5 closest friends. So if your surrounding 5 closest friends are these negative, nasty motherfuckers, that affects you. So it's it's not that far-fetched to think.
Well, I think taking that thought, you should strive to be the best of those 5 friends.
Oh yeah,
within yourself.
But you should also seek to surround yourself with people that make you better.
I mean, like, taking it back to like your own, the realism of the fact that you're responsible for a lot of things. Like, you spending so much time diving into this negativity instead of trying to be the best you can be, isn't conducive to you having a positive relationship. It's not at all, because you're turning yourself into a lesser person by attacking yourself and like brewing these issues over and over again.
Yeah, so it's just having the exact reverse effect of what I'm trying to achieve.
if you're the sum of these 5 friends, it's like you got to think about like you're one of those 5 friends to test. So you want to be the best person you can be, so that you guys, when your relationship can be strong in that way. And I think everyone should, take until the next podcast and think of how all the listeners, and think of how you are in your friends group. Are you someone who, strives for positivity and tries to grow, or are you holding people back? Because you don't want to be that person, and if you are that person, you don't have to stay that person. So, strive to be, you want to be one of the larger, you want to be one of the better averages of one of your other friends' equations. You're a part of a math problem now, because as Aaron said, and that we've gotten from these other podcasts. But like, think of it that way. Like, you want to be a better person because you want all of the people surrounding you to have stronger equations. You want to be a better factor in the equation. And so, I guess take until the next podcast, which I believe we'll be having Scott Luhan, right? Luhan?
Luhan.
Fucking A. God, I just fuck his name up over and over again, man. God damn.
Just make sure you don't call him Sean.
Did I already? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm just going to call him Sean because of that. But yeah, guys, take the next couple days to think that over and try to be the best person you can be it, and don't.
Maybe do some self-analyzation of some dreams that you've had and hit us up on Facebook and Twitter and all that shit with your own interpretations of the dreams that we talked about or dreams that you may have had.
Yeah,
It'd be cool to kind of get a commentary going.
Yeah, so Newman, you want to take it away with social media stuff, and we'll close this bad boy
Word.
out, 'cause I think we're pretty
So
close.
we were talking about hitting us up on Facebook. So our Facebook page, as always, is facebook.com/AverageGhosts. Our Twitter is @AVGGhosts. My Instagram is @ANewman9000. Dylan, your Instagram
It's
is
at Dylan Whiskey Alpha, spelled out Whiskey Alpha.
Whiskey Alpha. And then do you want to shout out your fucking Twitter?
Yeah,
or-
my Twitter should be at Dylan Whiskey Alpha also, I believe so.
Oh shit.
Um,
Is that one spelled out or is
I think
that
it's
one
spelled
WA?
out also. If it's not, who cares? My Twitter is bullshit anyways. All I do is reblog stuff about fights and like people's stuff.
Oh shit.
So
hold
sorry,
on real
continue.
quick. If you heard all our shit about On It on the beginning of this
Yeah, I was
podcast
just
and you
about
want
to
to
blast
check
that
that out, go to averageghosts.com/dig. That's DIG. And it'll have a list of the supplements that I use. Dylan, you said you're using Shroom Tech and Alpha Brain.
and New Mood.
Pretty regular, and New Mood.
Yep.
And it also has some books on that page that I'm trying to read. But textbooks are really all I've been reading lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for episode 10. You
also,
got any
guys,
closing thoughts?
last thing. Just we talked about this. If you guys also do any purchasing off of Amazon, I believe Aaron has a link up on the page as well, and if he does, we'll make sure to link it into the bio of this. If you guys do any shopping on Amazon, which you all should, because Amazon's the shit. We
Yes.
also have a link there that we'll get a kickback for anything that you guys buy on there, which is super cool. Will help us, produce
Yes.
better podcasts for you guys. You can buy whatever you want. We're not selling you a certain product like On It. Definitely buy On It products if you can. But if you need anything else for your lives, you need to buy fucking toilet paper for your assholes, just do it through our Amazon link, please. Like, it would be really awesome.
It
if you
doesn't.
guys could
It's not
support us
going
that
to
way.
cost you anything.
It doesn't cost
additionally.
anymore, yeah.
No, it's the same price that you'd be paying. The only difference is we get a commission for you going through our
we get
link.
a little bit of kickback. It's barely anything, but it helps. It'll stack up. So guys, anything you want. If you guys shop on Amazon often, honestly, bookmark that link. It would be super awesome if you just buy anything through our link. That would be super badass. But we love you guys. This has been the first Double Digits podcast. Number 10. We had a good time, and besides the fact that we thought this podcast was going to be stale, I really don't think it was, man.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I thought it was good. We'll be back with
that'll-
Scott this weekend. Probably be jumping down on Monday. So
Yeah,
we love you
It'll be
guys.
put out on Mondays.
Yep.
Word. Take it easy, everyone.